Good morning. I'm Monisa Klein here at the GBTA broadcast studio here in Dallas, Texas. And joining me this morning all the way from Washington, D.C. is Dr. Shawn Dubravac, who is the president and founder of Avrio Institute. Dr. Dubravac, welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you back. Love the glasses, the bow tie, and the socks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice and bright. So, welcome back. It's great to see you again and be together again. But first off, for our audience, maybe just to provide some context, share with us exactly what Avrio does.
Sure. So Avrio Institute is a boutique research firm. We work with Fortune 100 companies as well as startups and do a variety of services for them, primarily focused on their research needs. But we also help executives frame the future and really think about what's coming tomorrow.
And you told me Avrio means?
Greek. It's Greek for tomorrow. So
I love that.
That's really our focus.
That's great. Very clever. So last year when we were together in San Diego, we talked about the pricing forecast for business travel for the next year. What's changed this year, and what is 2024 likely to look like for business travel in general?
So we have seen massive volatility in prices when it comes to travel. If you look at last year, prices were up 72% for corporate airfare. Corporate hotel bookings were up 30% in terms of prices. And a lot of that came after pretty significant weakness, obviously, during the pandemic in 2020 and 2021. We're really setting, I think, a new base year, this last year and this year. We're so used to comparing everything to 2019.
Yeah.
I think now we're going to start to compare things to 2022. That really set a new base year, and that base year is higher than we were used to. So while we see prices going up both across hotel and airfare and car rentals this year, the price increases are nothing compared to what we saw last year with that big recovery year.
Interesting. I think everyone is anxious to get beyond 2019,
Yeah.
right? So to move on. So that's great. Looking at some of the top hubs in the world, where are we seeing the biggest price changes from last year and why?
It's really interesting to look across the regions and see how the regions differ. If you look at hotel rates, for example, we have pretty high hotel price increases still happening in Latin America and in Asia Pacific. If you look at airfare, we're seeing, again, in Latin America, you're seeing higher airfares as well compared to last year. Overall, we expect airfares to be up a little over 2% this year, so a much slower growth rate than we saw last year. We expect hotel rates to be up a little over 4% this year. They were up 30%, as I mentioned, last year. So we still see this upward momentum, but not anywhere near what we saw in past years. And it is really interesting to look across those different regional markets and even across different specific hubs. So for example, if you look at the airfare rates for routes like the United States to the United Kingdom or the United States to Germany, we're seeing all-time highs in some of those markets still as the demand for travel continues to return. Consumers obviously helping fuel some of that, but now the corporate buyer has really come back. If we look at, for example, those entering the United States on business visas, that's doubled almost from where it was last year to date. So you are seeing a lot more business travelers coming into the market, and that's driving up rates as well.
Interesting. So we are here in hot Texas. Climate is top of mind for everybody, right? So we're seeing extreme weather, obviously, across the world and across the country, but also it's causing airport closures, flight cancellations, stay inside advice. We've seen that in Spain, Italy, and Greece this summer. Could disruption from climate change have a significant impact on business travel pricing in 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, I think what it will really impact all of the climate change and the greater focus on sustainability is going to change travel buyers and how we think about corporate travel strategy. So if you think about trip batching, where you combine multiple trips together rather than flying, say, London to Chicago and then flying back, and then London to LATAM and then flying back. You bundle those trips together. You might have more hotel nights, but you'll have fewer miles flown, and so you're making what is probably a positive trade-off when it comes to sustainability. I think you're seeing, those type of dynamics. We're seeing length of stay across a variety of different hotel segments grow, so that's probably also consistent with longer trips, but not more frequent trips, and so you try to batch some of that together. I think there are a number of other strategies that companies will look to employ as they think about how do we achieve our sustainability goal. It is certainly at the top of everyone's mind, and it is at the forefront of the corporate strategies that we're seeing today. And I think it's really starting to become a key element of travel strategy.
Interesting. Well, Shawn, it's good to have you back. Great to see you. Sounds like you've got a lot of interesting research to share with this industry, and looking forward to seeing what's next, what's coming out next.
Yeah, it is an awesome time to look at what's happening in the industry. Everyone can access this forecast for free, so it's available on the website. Definitely check it out, and you can see a breakdown across all of these travel segments and really see what's happening around the world.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and great to have you once again.
Glad to be here.
Monisa Klein and Dr. Shawn Dubravac here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.